My name's Carol. When I was a youngster, I was not a Christian. I never went to church except Sunday afternoon. My sister and I were kicked out, go down to the local church where they had a Sunday school, but it never meant anything to me. My parents left England in 1961. We went to Ghana and lived in Ghana for 8 years. So I knew Africa. And after Ghana, we lived in Kenya. And that's where I met my husband. And again, no church, never, not even at Christmas, never went to church at all. And then my parents moved to South Africa, so I went to South Africa. And Peter and I just kept in contact. And then I came back to England, and a year later we got married. So I travelled backwards and forwards to Africa from the age of 10 to the age of 21. So I knew Africa and just loved it. So for us to move out to Zimbabwe was natural for me. And Peter, having been in Kenya, also just loved Africa as well. My parents lived in South Africa, and it was nice to be able to be closer to them. We couldn't get into South Africa. There weren't any jobs. My husband was a pig advisor for Zimbabwe, so we were out in the country, out in the wild. We lived on a farm which was run by the Pig Industry Board. It was out at Arcturus, which was about 17 miles out of Harare, and a farming community. Peter used to travel around Zimbabwe, advising farmers all around Zimbabwe on rearing pigs. We mixed with the local farmers. We used to go on barbecues. Where the Christians lived, they had a house church and a Christian community house church, and they was on a big dam. And we used to go and picnic on the other side of the dam with our non-Christian friends. And one day the Christians came over in their boat, and we said, "Oh, look, here's the happy clappers coming." And we sort of laughed and were a bit mocking, where we got to know people and got to know Christians. And it was two ladies decided that they'd run a Bible study course, and it was coffee and cake was offered. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll go for the coffee and cake. I didn't go for the Bible study, I just went for the coffee and cake. But after 2 years of their teaching and their dedication and commitment to the Lord, that I gave my life to Jesus. And then joined the local house group run by a Christian family. And then after a few months, my husband also came along and gave his life to the Lord as well. And I just felt that God took us out to Zimbabwe, not for any other reason, but just to develop our Christian faith, because we had actually become Mormons before we went out to Zimbabwe, and we had about a year being in the Mormon church, but then we realised that was wrong, and all they wanted was our money, which wasn't a lot at that time anyway. But as we developed our Christian faith, then we could see what the truth about Jesus and the teaching that we got. After 4 years, our visas were up and we needed to reapply. So I did a fast, and I fasted for 24 hours and prayed for our visas to go through. But they were refused, and we just felt it was God's fast, it was God's timing, because Mr. Mugabe was still in power then, and the white farmers were being told to leave, and so we knew that the timing was right for us to leave also. Good friends of ours prayed for us, and out of Jeremiah, where it says, I have a plan and a purpose for you. I know lots of people use that, but for us at that time, that was something to hang on to, because we'd gone to Zimbabwe believing that we were going to be there forever. We weren't going to come back to England. We were just going to stay there. And for us to come back, it was a huge wrench. We didn't want to come back. But it was God's perfect timing, because then the farmers were leaving Zimbabwe. So my husband's job as a pig advisor would have dried up anyway. So we felt it was God's timing. God took us out there. God brought us back. We moved to Bristol in 1986. And again joined a very good church and ran house groups. And then my husband was working for a animal feed firm and was not happy in what he was doing. So the pastor from Zimbabwe came and stayed with us and visited some friends in Pembrokeshire, and then came back to us and said, these friends in Pembrokeshire need a office manager. How do you feel about moving to Pembrokeshire? So we were very undecided, having just settled in Bristol. And then a friend came up to me and said, I had a dream last night. I dreamt you moved, and it was just a drive away, 1 day's drive away. And for us, that was the confirmation that God had spoken to her on our behalf, and that made us move to Pembrokeshire. So we lived there till 2013. Very happy. Again, joined good churches. Very happy there. And then we've moved back to Kent to be with our daughter and grandchildren. Now we are in Kent. We've settled here and absolutely love it. We love being part of our village community, and I help in the school, and we go to church in the village. We absolutely love the village, feel very much part of this community, and I hope that I can be a witness for Jesus in the community, in the church. I just want to encourage anyone who would like to know Jesus to take that first step as we did, because it has totally changed our lives, and just so worth it. So if any thoughts, please do take that first step. Thank you for listening.